Lesson 14, the solar system. Student, today we will understand about formation of seasons in this chapter. Besides rotation on its axis, the earth also moves around the sun in a fixed orbit. This movement of the earth around the sun is called the revolution. Besides on its rotation on its axis, the earth also moves around the sun in a fixed orbit, and this movement of the earth around the sun is called the revolution. The earth completes one revolution around the sun in 365 days, 6 hours. The revolution of the earth causes formation of seasons. We observe summer, winter, rains, etc. at different parts of the year. It is hot in summer season. Student, you know, it is hot in the summer season and cold in the winter months. Days are longer in the summer month and shorter in the winter months. Students, days are too long in the summer months and days are short in the winter months. This happens because of the revolution of the earth around the sun and also because of the axis of the earth, which is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree. The imaginary line that divides the earth into two halves, that is the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, is called the equator. Student, this is the diagram where you have to see this is the imaginary line. Okay, this is the imaginary line that divide the earth into two halves, that is the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, and this imaginary line, this is called equator. Okay, this imaginary line is called equator. Since the earth is tilted on its axis during the revolution of the earth around the sun, when its north pole is tilted toward the sun, the northern hemisphere gets more sunlight and observes summer, and the southern hemisphere experiences winter. Okay, this is formation of season. Here you can see more light, so this is summer season, and here you can see there's less light, so this is winter season. However, during revolutions, when in other months the north pole tilts away from the sun and gets less sunlight, the northern hemisphere experiences winter and the southern hemisphere observes summer. India lies in the northern hemisphere. Student, you have to know that India lies in the northern hemisphere and Australia lies in the southern hemisphere. When it is summer in India, it is winter in Australia and vice versa. Student, when it is summer in India, then it is winter in Australia. Okay. So these are condition is a vice versa. Now you have to understand about summer solstice and winter solstice. The summer solstice occur on 21st June of every year. Okay, 21st June of every year the summer solstice occur in northern hemisphere. It is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. Okay, this is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. The winter solstice occur on 21st December of every year. It is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. The turning point for spring and autumn occur on 21st March and 21st September respectively. On these days, throughout the world, the day and the night are of nearly equal length. Okay. So, now student, you have to also complete the checkpoint of this chapter. Okay. This is the checkpoint of this chapter. Identify the incorrect statements and correct them by changing only one word. Okay, you have to change only one word and you have to correct the sentence. So the first sentence is, the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere occur on 21st. Student, first of all you have to cut this line. December you have to cut. Now you have to write June. 21st June. The summer solstice in the northern hemisphere occur on 21st June. You have to write June here. December you have to cut and now you have to write June. So 21st June. The summer solstice in the northern hemisphere occur on 21st June. Now this is correct. Number 2, the imaginary line that divides the earth into the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is called the, student, first of all you have to cut axis. Now you have to write equator. Okay. The imaginary line that divides the earth into the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is called the equator. You have to write equator here. Number 3, the earth complete one. Student, you have to cut revolution. Now you have to write rotation here. Okay. The earth complete one rotation on its axis in 24 hours. Student, please write rotation here. Okay. Now this is correct sentence. The earth complete one rotation on its axis in 24 hours. Now this is correct sentence. 4 days are longer in the you have to cut winter. Now you have to write summer month. You have to cut winter like this and you have to write summer here. Now this is correct sentence. Days are longer in the summer month. Now this is correct sentence.